All right, I think we're actually back into the action of things, and, well, just like that, Triumph have stolen back around. So, despite their coach, who is the only one to fall in that round, I believe it's otherwise a pleasant cruise for Triumph here as they breeze up to 13, looking to go up 1-0 in this series. And I think that's super interesting considering they don't have, like, one of their big players. You know, they don't have voltage to offer. I mean, it's just crazy how well. I mean, it's only been one round. You can win a 4v5, 3v5. We've seen it happen this game, for instance. But, I mean, they're off to a pretty hot start so far, and they want to keep it up here. Exceed is going to be entering in with his Mac 10 and Stowe, and sure, MC is no slap, but let's see if he can go ahead and make some of this happen for his team. A couple of courtesy shots go through, but overall, Triumph will come out on top of these trades. Make it a 4 versus 3 as the retake begins. Two players really down to low HP. Grim and Snakes, respectively, up to only have 10 HP between the two. No struggle there. They're going to both be trying to hold down CT and really trying to force a hard situation for the CTs upon their retake, but the trade is perfect. Grim, always on top of things, will go ahead and eventually just kind of snuff just for fun out of this one. Not giving him a shot into this round for the time being, at least. And that will be them going up on 14 now. Triumph, despite the best attempts of Voltage and his internet failing, MCE will step in, step up to the plate, and give Triumph just a couple of rounds away from being able to seal away map number 1. This is the map pick of Just for Fun too as well. I mean, I'm not sure if this is just a map pick that like Triumph are really strong on as well, or if it's, something new that we're learning at the moment. But either way, I'm pleasantly surprised by how Triumph have been playing this so far. T or CT. Flash ready to go up mid. Grim might be right behind it. Subrosa, though. Oh, he's peeking. He jumped through. I'm not sure if Subrosa actually spotted that. Looks like he does, considering he's having second thoughts about backing up towards connector right now. And he misses a very uncharacteristic shot. That actually makes things back into the realm of possibility for Just for Fun, though. Considering Wardell got that really early shot onto the coach, onto the manager, you would have thought it would have been a done deal because it's a 4 versus 5, but they're striking back with a vengeance here. 3 on 3. Rotates start coming in. It was that flashbang from Fugly, and, well, I guess it's just all for show. Flashbang through. Doesn't lead to anything other than a harder situation for Fugly to be in. They know exactly where he is, I'm sure, at this point here. Gets boosted, or boosts himself up towards the CT box. Good spam through. Doesn't quite hit Exceed where he wants him to be. Now Fugly will be trying to pull off a miracle of his own here. It's a 1-on-2 clutch. He's pulled off plenty of these clutches before in his career. I'm sure it's no tall order for him to do it again, but just against the players of Triumph who are on fire right now, it has at least some idea of where Exceed can be, but isn't ready to take the fight after dropping down from the box. Triumph will go up on 15. Now at map point, not match point. There's still one other map of action after this, no matter what. But Triumph, they're looking absolutely perfect in form right now. They had a really shaky start a bit earlier versus Big Frames. But I guess once they got warmed up, they started firing on all cylinders. In particular, it's been Grim. Grim has been absolutely unstoppable. Not only this match, but in the last match that they played versus Big Frames. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but 36 frags to their name, and, well, maybe he wants a little bit more here. He's playing very frag hungry at the moment here. Spray through some of the boxes at default will lead him to another kill, and eventually it's the other way around. Under Palace is the man to go down first, however. Grim throws a few courtesy bits of utility as a 3 versus 2 will have to begin. It won't be on the cards, though. Grim is just looking for the 30. It's MCE, the coach, to close things out. And not just Epic got his wish, gets the frag. Just for Fun, lose their map pick, and looks like we are just going to be heading to a break real quick before we get into the next game. Sorry for all the technical issues there, whether it was server issues or my streams dropping frames for some reason, but, well, this game is just for fun, I guess you could say. We'll be back very, very soon with some more Counter-Strike action. It'll be map 2, Nuke, We'll see you guys very, very soon. My name is Benito. Not, my name is Ito. And it's been nice. That's what look, I didn't warm up today. I'm really tired at the moment. Let's just go ahead and toss it to some music. I don't want to talk anymore.
You paint me red in this light that isn't mine, finding every reason you can find to question my love. Remember that it's not me. I was never the one who broke your heart. We both know I've been gentle from the start. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me. You'll know I'll be faithful to you. You're my baby. I was never cheating. You connected dots that weren't there. You gave attention to the thoughts I never wear. It's not my style, even though it's so clear to me. You shouldn't base the future on the past. I know you really want this thing to last. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me. You'll know I'll be faithful to you. You're my baby. I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me. You'll know I'll be faithful. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me. You'll know I'll be faithful to you. You're my baby. To you, you're my baby. To you, you're my baby. To you, you're my baby. I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. I can't shake this feeling away. After all this time, I still break down at your name.
I don't know how to tell you guys, chat, but it looks like Voltage is in for our deity, MCE. I feel terrible to say it, but I think he is going to leave us for the time being. Both players have readied up, but hopefully this isn't the end of MCE that we will see. He is still currently in the spectator zone at the moment, coaching, and look, if he can put up a performance in the in the coaching department as he can in the player department, I think we have a 16-0 on our hands. No, but in all seriousness, welcome back to map number 2, Just for Fun versus Triumph here. My name is Ito, and I'm happy to bring you this one for the DreamHack Open Anaheim Open Qualifiers for North America. And what is this going on? Dual Berettas from Snake. He's just making a bunch of noise in lobby while the rest of his team is going out towards lower. Surprisingly, it works, though. There's no one for Just for Fun in general to really greet them, but the first welcomer will be Android, who tries to take a couple of pot shots with his P250 in hand. Wardell wants to join in on some of the actions, but he's committing to a fight that I'm not sure if he can win, because there's going to be plenty of T's walking into his crosshairs relatively soon, but it's just going to be hard to take care of all of them. Android pushes in, finds one, finds a second one onto the player towards Secret as well, and looks for the third. Ammo isn't in his favor, and well, his hesitation ends up leading him to whiffing that one kill, but he's still at 3 for the round, so he's on to a pretty impressive highlight reel for himself in this round. Snakes is really struggling to hit the shot, but nonetheless, Android, not only will he get 3 kills in the round, but he will get the defuse as well. A fantastic round for the man as they make it 1-0. No MCE, no win. Feels bad, man. 1-0 for Just for Fun, though, in all seriousness. Got off to a really good start. I think a lot of that, though, was off the back of Android's incredible play. I mean, really, he just did a good job at not committing to any of these fights in general. It's not that he seemed afraid of them. It just seemed like he really knew how to divide the duels into, like, a lot safer approaches that he could take to the fight. And ended up working out perfectly. Really big trigger discipline as well, not just reload immediately and, die maybe. All works out in the end. He gets a nice couple of taps. Nice little highlight you might see on HLTV, maybe something else entirely. Wardell, Sub-Rosa both pick up kills here. Fugly with another Voltage looks to pick up the deagle of his fallen comrade, but right now this is just kind of courtesy cleanup from Just for Fun as they make it a quick 2-0. Off to a pretty hot start for the Pug squad, I suppose you could call them. But I'm just saying, if MCE were in, this could have been a 2-0 in favor of Triumph. Either way. We have another round coming underway, and I'm not sure if Triumph, I think Triumph, yeah, they choose to buy into this one here. They have 2 Kriegs in play. They'll be making their way towards outside. Fugly will be ready to greet them. Molotov comes through. It's a bit off the mark, though, excuse me. Aggressive smokes don't exactly do them any favors, though. Perfect spam through. Just a little bit of a tag onto Snakes, but that's really about it. Triumph will quickly try to make their way lower. Snakes ends up just walking into the crosses of Wardell, and Wardell is able to get away. There's no trade out, no escape from the man with the AWP, one of the players to watch. He had a pretty slow map 1. He was still second highest fragger on his team, but it was a 16-6 loss. I mean, you have to hope that when his team is winning, he can do even better than that. He doesn't choose to take any duels on the 2 players that crossed before. Sub-Rosa, that'll go ahead and be his job. Exceed will quickly trade him out, though. Grim with a second one on the board as well, but Fugly's still very much in the picture. He's over towards Radio at the moment. And unfortunately, he isn't able to get any duels that are favorable for him. And he will lose his life. Vanity stuck alone versus 2. Spunchy has a bomb in hand, and if he loses the duel versus Fugly, this now becomes a very worrying situation for Triumph. This was their gun round, and not only has it been incredibly expensive for them, but they've given up the bomb carrier just like that. I guess they were not expecting Vanity to come from that location, but they didn't seem to have any reply for it either. Exceed now stuck alone to his own devices versus the man who just assassinated his teammate. Has no clue on where he could be, though. Exceed has the right judgment call, though, and will choose to plant lower. Vanity coming around from ramp side. Might be ready to greet him relatively soon, though. Exceed looks to divide his fight carefully. I'm not sure if he's going to be looking the right direction. Oh, he's looking the wrong direction entirely, but he still might come out on top in the end. Unfortunately, Vanity isn't looking the right direction either, and they end up having a nice little meeting towards ramp, allowing Exceed to come out on top. 4-2 is the scoreline for Exceed at the moment. He picked up a triple in that round. It was a really, really really good highlight for the man. Excuse me. Stumbling over my words a little bit, but no matter, because it seems like Just for Fun are stumbling over some of their rounds. They're going to be forced up into M4s, just 2 of them. MP9 and just a couple of pistols. We've seen them cause a lot of damage on these ecos, so I mean, I don't want to call them out of it just yet, especially with Sabrosa. How the hell has he stayed alive? He's actually done a considerable amount of damage before he falls. Triumph still come out on top, but they've made their way to the B bomb site, and surely at this point there's nothing more that Just for Fun can do. Snakes tries to plant the bomb a little bit aggressively, tries to force Wardell off position. His teammate drops while trying to save his life, but that nade will come through, finish the job. That maybe the gunshots couldn't. Just for Fun still could theoretically afford to go for this retake though, but they need to start moving quickly, and their chances have gone down considerably with Vanity falling as well. 2 players left alive on Triumph here, both of them on low HP here, but they can afford to take this slow here. Just go for a peek. Snake spots that the bomb isn't being stuck here, so they can just play time at this point. Spongy, he can force the fight over to Fugly right now, and Fugly just looks the wrong direction entirely. Not exactly sure if he expected, you know, Spongy to be further away or something else, but either way, it's going to be another round for Triumph here. So they avoid the danger that Just for Fun brought to the table. But as I mentioned before, that was still quite a bit of damage done. 4 guns out of the hands of the T's. I mean, short of a win, there's not much better that you can do. Early nade from Sabrosa, just decides to walk into the Molotov. He knows he's too strong for the server, so he needs to nerf himself a little bit, I suppose. Wardell and Co. stack the A site together. All quiet on the western front, though, as the CT slowly start pushing around, looking to make a nice little rat happen. But again, it's already in towards the B site. I mean, a near impossible situation for Just for Fun at the moment. Not that they had many chances to win this in the first place. It's going to require a miracle, and Voltage doesn't want that to happen. The stand-in for MCE, some could even say. CT's almost entirely zoned out of this round. Are they just going to try to save their pistols, or are they looking for aggressive exits? Because I'm surprised they aren't playing a little more aggressively, all things considered. They had a very minimal buy-up into this one here, just a couple of grenades. Either way, Triumph look bound to take their third. And this already seems pretty similar to what we saw at the beginning of Mirage as well. Just for Fun, went up quick 2-0, and Triumph struck back with a couple of rounds in a row. And how the hell has Sabrosa found that? He actually manages to take down Snakes. Luckily, that's only a max 10 that they give up. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's probably the best gun, or it's definitely the best gun that you could have given up in your entire arsenal. But either way, what I was saying is that Triumph did a healthy amount of damage, but they managed to streak together, I believe it was something like 7 rounds in a row before Just for Fun actually got their third on the board. So, I mean, if this goes similar to what Mirage was like, we could see a similar situation. I mean, second half onwards, they're shut out completely. Triumph are on the statistically unfavored side as well. But again, it's really too early to call any conclusions, really, I suppose is one way to say. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. But Just for Fun, their backs are against the wall at the moment. Their Qualifiers run could end here if they were to drop this map to Triumph. They drop their own map pick, so I mean, that makes things a pretty dangerous precedent. Smoke through. Over towards stores. Snakes makes his way into the hut. Spamming all the common angles, common locations. Watching out for Sabrosa, who's been a menace on top of there, but it's Vanity who actually picks up the slack from that area this time around. Meanwhile, Sabrosa is looking over towards door, but unfortunately the duels don't exactly work in his favor. As you see, the T's are starting to push out of door, and wow, they move quickly right through there. Sabrosa will find the first one, and that's a T-Tours moment at the moment. And, well, luckily for Triumph, though, they're getting all the frags they need, or are they? They actually really struggle to get the one onto Android there, but luckily do eventually pick up all the pieces and manage to wiggle out of that round in a pretty safe fashion, dropping 2 players. Fugly at 5. Highest in the server, tied with Exceed. Feels like Just for Fun have been getting quite a few kills here. In fact, they outnumber the amount of frags that Triumph have. Triumpher is able to statistically and, you know, in a calculated fashion, close out Just for Fun. Oh, well, look at this. So Android has gotten into a very sneaky position. No one was watching ramp, so this could be potentially devastating. It's maybe going to be a gun given up. Grim checks his angles, and unfortunately, Android can't quite thread the needle on his. So it's a free kill given up Just for Fun. Now go down a man. Grim, God, good as ever. In the second map here, he's had a bit of a cold start, sitting at 3 and 4 at the moment, and he's picked up 2 this round. And sure, it's this kind of cleanup crew. They're on pistols again Just for Fun. I feel like they've been stuck in these pistol scenarios so many times now. Feels like we've been seeing more pistols out of guns. Or, excuse me, more pistols and gun rounds. Exceed. No problem there. Takes down Sabrosa, and it's Vanity alone, 1 on 5. His best chance at this point, maybe just try to get a gun out of the player in secret, avenge your teammate a little bit. Snakes can afford to go for some aggressive exits if he were to feel like it, since he's only going to be giving up Mach 10. Exceed is going to be watching. And not quite able to take out Vanity, so he'll stay alive for the time being. Desert Eagle is what he's picked up instead. Shots missed, unfortunately, and it's 2 rounds apiece for, or excuse me, 2 kills apiece for Exceed and Grim. As Vanity is going to fall next. Dies to the bomb. He's too close to it. The radius ends up messing him up in the end of things. Triumph go up on 5 now. And again, it's looking pretty similar to what the start of Mirage was like. A big streak of rounds at the beginning, after initially dropping the first pistol and follow-up. Round number 8 underway. Triumph immediately start taking things a bit quickly over towards A, it seems. Sabrosa finds the first kill. Strikes first blood onto Snakes. Snakes is a second highest fragger on his team right now, tied with Spongy. Definitely not a good sign if one of your best players goes down just like that, but luckily Exceed is still in the picture, 7 frags to his name. So it's not over till it's over for Triumph here, but it's a really strong start for Just for Fun. But now things come to a standstill for the time being. Sabrosa gets his way back home as he sits on top, watching Squeaky Door. Ready to just toss a Molotov at the feet of his enemies here. Grim eats a healthy amount of fire. And Sabrosa chasing for more. How did Spongy not hear the footsteps of Sabrosa just pushing in like that? He gets a free frag and makes the deal even sweeter for Just for Fun. He's found 2 of the only kills this entire round, and that might be all they need to close out the deal. Get Just for Fun their much needed 3rd, and he can do even better. He's going to find a triple for the round. He's hungry for even more. Exceed gets his teammate, and Sabrosa will finally fall as well. So Triumph still has life in them yet. But that will be all that they have. Just a tiny bit of life, but they will eventually struggle, fall most likely at the end of the day. As Exceed is going to be stuck to clutch versus 3. Fakes the bomb plant once. Wardell being careful, very disciplined not to peek that. Waits for his teammates to come ahead, regroup, and finish it. But that was all Sabrosa. Honestly, incredible round from the guy. Pushing through huts slowly but surely. Picks up all the kills that he needs and makes it no problem for Just for Fun. Next round underway. Wardell let his teammates pass. Again, Sabrosa finds his way back home. Looks like outside control is on the cards this time around, though. Wardell, he's already down towards Secret. Fugly in a very passive position over by Garage. Sabrosa will rotate through, and how the hell has Fugly just found that all the way through the smoke? He manages to get it right. That's something you haven't seen since Get Right. Wardell, good shot though. He's holding down Secret all by his lonesome, and he's done a really good job at it. He'll toss a Molotov at the feet of his victim. Go ahead and ward off any more potential T's trying to push in on his location, but Fugly doesn't care about the Secret aggression. He's going to hold down Garage perfectly as he's looking for a third in the round, unscopes at the wrong time, and ends up leading to his demise. But, I mean, really, the rest of his team is going to be able to take care of the job in due time. As Snake's left alone. Climbs up the ladder slowly. What sort of approach is he looking to take to this one here? Does he just want to save his gun? I believe so. There's not much time, and it would be suicide to go for a plant. Does have the bomb to work with, so I mean, if he could secure a plant, that would be, you know, fantastic. Just most likely not going to happen. So just like that, we see Just for Fun getting up on their fourth. Slow way to end things, sure, but it's a secure round nonetheless. But you know what they say, slow and steady wins a race. Triumph will most likely learn that lesson. No reason to give up the gun. That Krieg can be a, you know, massive weight when it comes to, you know, swinging the round in your favor. No reason to give it up if you possibly can afford it. Sabrosa, he's actually gotten a Krieg of his own into his hands, and well, it's the most powerful gun in the game, arguably. So seeing it in the hands of a CT makes things even scarier for Triumph here. Having a couple of players burned alive. Sabrosa and Android both pick up kills. They need to retrieve this bomb. Triumph here. They're struggling to do it. Wardell down below causes some issues for the Triumph squad as well. They look to make their way down towards B, but the shots aren't connecting for them. No duels are going in their favor whatsoever. Exceed is left alone to his own devices. I think Sabrosa knows of where Exceed could possibly be. Makes a little bit of noise. Maybe Exceed can win a duel. Maybe have a chance to get the bomb down, but it's not going to happen. Sabrosa with 3 for the round, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that Krieg is so devastating, especially if you get in the hands of the CTs, much less the Ts. It just makes their defense a cakewalk. I really like the adjustment that Just for Fun have been doing in recent rounds here, where Wardell has been going down towards Secret. Just having a little more aggression in that fashion. Being able to watch some of the angles that maybe his team won't be able to. Towards Heaven. Sabrosa falls. Vanity waits. Can't quite help his teammate. Molotov comes through, but still not enough to deny the bomb plant. So a 4 versus 5 isn't too bad. They've also gotten the Krieg out of the hands of the CTs. But, I mean, a 4 versus 3, even though this is a tough site to retake, it's just an even tougher task for Fun to actually be able to conquer it. Triumph have so many amazing positions at the moment where they effectively, you know, just force Just for Fun to save their guns. AWP in Wardell's hands, plus so much utility, you know, a kit, 2 flashes, full armor. There's no way you want to give something like that up. So Just for Fun will concede the round and try and go up on 6. Again, it's been a slight drought for them, but they eventually pull themselves back up and continue their performance. Snakes. Everyone is going to be able to buy up healthily on Triumph here. You see 4 Kriegs across the board, a single M4. Meanwhile, Just for Fun will have a nice, healthy amount of cash to work with. They could even maybe piece together one more buy if things kind of end up the way they did last round. So it's not the end of the world, even if they do drop this one here. What really is a big problem here is that if they start giving up many more rounds, then, you know, you could be staring down a potentially very scary round differential heading into the CT half, or T half for just for fun, that is. Map control also heavily favors Triumph at the moment here. They're looking primed to take their 7th and really mess up the economy of just for fun for the last parts of this half. A couple of shots from Vanity. Nade insertion towards Mini. Go ahead and ward Voltage off for the time being. Puts him within one-shot range of those M4s. Something I preach often, but can really matter sometimes. Voltage now looks at this, get some of this utility off his back. Try to, you know, allow his teammate to entry in as much as they possibly can. Oh, burning alive slowly will be Android. Can Spongy hit the lineup, though? Oh, nice little nade. Welcome, Matt, for him. Android down to 27. He's bleeding internally at the moment and practically on life support. Grim will find the first kill. It opens up the floodgates for the T's as they make their way into the A site in a dominant fashion here. Wardell left alone. Most likely, again, just his best bet is to save this AWP. There's not much time to speak of. But Triumph don't exactly feel pressure to get the bomb down either. They'll go ahead, leisurely, you know, stroll over to the A site and plump it down. Extra money in their pockets as well. Wardell, he was on borrowed time, it seems. Grim finds another for the round. A double for the Prodigy. He has been having nothing short of just fantastic performances nearly this entire qualifier. If he can keep up this form, I think we could see him rising to the top. 6-9. Still potential for both teams here to strike back and get the rounds that they need. Exceed strikes first blood though, and Snakes as well. Just for fun, these past couple of rounds, they've been bleeding players so early. And if things weren't already looking up for Triumph in these past couple of rounds, this secures the deal. This is nails in the coffin for them. They're on the verge of taking the lead on Nuke here. Well, I mean, they've already taken the lead, but, you know, officially winning the half on the T side. It's their own map pick, so I mean, you would have to hope that they feel comfortable in this map in all fashions. And well, Vanity will try to strike back, give his team a little bit of life back into this round, resuscitate them. It's still a man disadvantage, and everything does kind of favor the T's at the moment. They don't have the bomb in their hand, though. That's the only question mark at the moment. That can repair itself relatively soon here. It seemed that Triumph are setting up for an A execute, trying to play the patient game. Wardell has dropped, though. Misses that first shot and falls, unfortunately. Android will be next up. 1-on-4. A near impossible task, surely. And Grim spots him, domes him, makes it 9 kills to his name. Off to a pretty fantastic start. Triumph have officially won this half of Nuke. Everything they get at this point would be consolation, practically. I mean, they're on the verge of potentially making this an even more dominant scoreline here. You see a nade stack is going to be on the cards from just for fun. Maybe you can find Exceed. It would be a welcome change. There goes a couple of nades in. Does a healthy amount of damage, but Voltage still picks up a frag through the midst of it all. Sabrosa falls. Pistols left to work with for just for fun, excuse me. Vanity, single flashbang to his name. Pistols otherwise. Only pistols, no armor, really. A very tall order for just for fun again, but this was kind of a round that was almost a given for Triumph. 9-6 almost guaranteed at this point. But maybe they'll have one more shot. If just for fun want to have that for fun, they really need to start piecing together some of these rounds. The Cavalry will enter towards the B-bomb site here. Wardell and Fugly look to cause some damage here. USP actually manages to find 1 kill through it all. But the trades are devastating and good. Disciplined from Triumph. They drop Only one player in the midst of things. A couple of the others are bleeding, but nonetheless, it should be secured at this point for Triumph. It's, yeah, almost impossible. It's a matter of time. Android, will he choose to go up with a bomb, or will he just get away safely with his deagle? If he can get a gun, I mean, that would obviously be huge. On Nuke of all maps, you have a pretty good chance of getting away with some guns. And Android, is he actually going for a ninja? Okay, no, he isn't. But again, like, you could just pick up that Krieg that's sitting right there. I mean, he still has time. Yeah. Oh. Oh, there we are. I like that from Android. He unfortunately will fall in the end, though, so it's a bittersweet feeling that he manages to take down 2 players with him. But to the grave he goes. No gun to be kept into round number 15. The final chance for Just for Fun to strike in this half. But Triumph could potentially go up on double digits here. I mean, this could be a very dominant half. 9-6 would still be incredible, but 10-5 would be even more incredible, you know? I mean, there's a lot of potential for things to get ugly. Speaking of which, it's going to be ugly for Fugly. He, unfortunately, can't quite hit any of the bullets that he needs. Snakes punishes him for his aggression out towards mid. Oh, look at this. They're boosting up over onto Heaven's side. I think Vanity might be ready for it. Oh, spam comes through. Vanity stays alive for the time being, tosses out a grenade by his feet. Snake still finds a kill onto Sub Rosa nonetheless, so the aggression doesn't pay off at all for Just for Fun. Ark Moogle? No, this is the NA stream. What the hell? Wait, why is everyone typing in Russian? I have not been paying attention to chat. I'll be completely honest. I'm so sorry. This is the NA chat. I will go ahead and try to make that language English about halftime. Either way, Wardell falls. It was pretty much a done deal after a while there. It's been Russian for a while. No idea why. How do you make it so it's English only? No offense, guys, but I would really like it to be only English. What's the best way to do it? I don't want to time them out. I mean, they're just Russian. They're just having fun. Should I add like English to my title or something? Not really sure what to do here. Either way, 10-5 half. Why would I do English only? You know what? That's a good question. I don't know why I'm worried about it. I guess I just want people to be able to like chat in here and stuff like that. As a Russian, you're offended? Well, I'm sorry about that, Emperor. I guess I just want people to be able to talk. But you know what? Russians are able to talk as well. And it's an NA-focused server. And oh, Cooper links underground. Wow. Okay. Rude. I'm just trying to live, man. Anyway. Anyway. Well, that's no fun. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the second map. Currently top on the scoreboard. Exceed is at 13-8 right now. It's been a relatively quiet game in comparison to the past couple from Just for Fun. And Triumph as well. You don't see any one player really standing out and pulling off these crazy performances. All the kills seem to be about even. Exceed is pulled ahead of the others a little bit. 13 to his name. Small little break before people get back into things, though. Teams get back into things, I should say. Triumph are looking real good, though. They have not let up the, stepped their feet off the gas, I guess is one way to put it, at all. Seem to be doing pretty well. Personally, I think Triumph could possibly close things out here. If they win this pistol, I think things have the potential to really just kind of have that domino effect for the rest of the game. I think it all comes down to this pistol. whether Just for Fun have a chance in this qualifier or if it's going to be the end of the road for them. Triumph. They haven't had the best luck in pistols so far. I think they're 0 for 3 so far. I might be wrong on that, but maybe 1 for 3. I know they've lost 2, to say the least. But, you know, if they can get this one together, not only would that be a huge moral boost, but it would also be a huge round boost as well. It seems Just for Fun are going for the exact same strat that Triumph are doing as well. Lots of noise being made over towards lobby while the rest of the cavalry, makes their way out towards B, and they're doing relatively well at it so far. It's an even Steven trade as they make their way down to the B-bomb site. Eventually, Vanity picks up 1 for his team. As they look to entry onto the bomb site, they're being a bit careful about how quickly they're going to make their way there. Taking things slow, and in fact, are they actually going to double back? Triumph, the rotations haven't exactly happened just yet. Spongy is alone over towards ramp, but he hasn't fully committed. He's still waiting for his teammates, but his teammates are also playing things very slow. Voltage, that even jump scared me. Loses his life in a second. Vanity, incredible round for him so far. Up on a triple, looking to make it quad. Spongy will have to pull it all off for his team. But no, keeping up the flawless record of pistols, Just for Fun will take this one as well. And a follow-up round might be on the cards. Vanity with an incredible performance in that one, though. Triple for him. And he's up to 10 kills. He was my player to watch heading into map number 2, and well, this is exactly why. He hasn't been disappointing so far. But this is a very interesting scenario. Triumph are just choosing to all stack A. Like, I mean, I understand it's a pistol, but I don't know. Personally, I'm not a fan of stacking A on pistols just because it feels like one of those places where it's just really hard for you to really make it pull off successfully. You give up so much map control in outer. I'd almost try my luck at just trying to push out towards, you know, the T side, I suppose. But I mean, hey, they're the ones playing in the qualifiers and not me. The spam comes through. No contact just yet. Android has made his way in, and oh, it's just a storming of the T's over towards heaven right now. It's not too terrible for the most part here. They're siphoning players left and right. Exceed has managed to pick up a rifle, though. I'm surprised. I would actually imagine he wants to drop this to his teammate, though. Spongy, who's sitting on top of Hut right now, will instead make his way down towards Vent. Fugly picks up another with his Krieg. 2 on 4. Spongy. Unfortunately, no chance for you. Falls to Vanity. Now Exceed is just looking for some Vanity kills, as this round is pretty much done and dusted. A pretty typical eco. Exceed doesn't even have a shot at Android. 7 for Just for Fun. They get the follow-up in a pretty convincing fashion, so that's no issue. It's what comes after. That's a real scary part here, because both teams are most likely going to be able to buy up now. T's and CT's alike. It'll be a battle of the iron FAMASas across the board, with the exception of Exceed with an M4 and Voltage with an AUG. Looking to be holding outer for the time being. Early shots from Fugly yields him a kill. Not too terrible. Footsteps back outside. Just for Fun, double back up. I've never been the RU stream before. This feels interesting. Either way, aggression towards outer. Still a player waiting in heaven, though. And also notably Exceed waiting in secret. These two have the strongest guns at the moment. Exceed drops the bomb carrier, and because of that, he can just run away for dear life. He doesn't have to take any more fights because things would just be more and more difficult if he were to take any more. Voltage has made his way to join his teammate. And again, just for fun, now that things are evened up, they have plenty of more chances to kind of mold this round how they would want. Sub Rosa, who's stuck in lobby for all this time, has a significant amount of map control. Grim makes one fall. That's onto Sabrosa, actually. That's map control gone just like that. So now it belongs to the CTs. I can't believe they've actually taken care of Sabrosa lurking like that. But Triumph might be on the verge of stealing this round back away from Just for Fun. The CTs have started to rotate over. Fugly taking a couple of pot shots over through radio. Can't quite thread the needle on the first player here. So still, things significantly favor Just for Fun, or excuse me, Triumph at the moment here, but they need to struggle to get this bomb down. Triumph is still very much in the picture, and it's Voltage actually step up massively. A triple in the round. This man who stood in for MCE, maybe he's not too bad after all. Lag issues for map 1, and a dominant performance in map 2. Molly out. Over towards Hut. It's all quiet for now. Just for Fun, they've considerably slowed down the pace here. 3 Kriegs in play, a UMP, and a pistol on Android. A Deagle on Android, I should say, and good shots from Vanity. Makes him get 1 kill here. The thing is, this round, I still would heavily favor Just for Fun at the moment. Obviously, the man advantage helps things a considerable amount, but even without, just like the guns still really heavily favored Triumph, or excuse me, heavily favored Just for Fun. Snakes is stuck on an MP9, for instance, and I mean, it makes things difficult for the CTs just because that artillery doesn't favor them. However, Exceed doesn't care about artillery whatsoever. Finds 2 with his M4. Now Fugly looks to avenge his teammates a little bit here. Snakes takes down Wardell. Fugly does the best for his team as well. It's all evened up. 40 seconds about left to go. Sabrosa has a bomb in hand. Unfortunately, loses the dual Nobby versus Grim. Speaking of which, Grim has been no slouch either. Surely he's not, sure he's not topping the scoreboard like Exceed is, but he has been so consistent in the frags that he gets. He drops a bomb carrier, and really that's the only frag that his team needs at this point. The timer works against Fugly actively. He is going to be forced to take this to A. It's too late to bring it towards B. Can Fugly actually manage to get this bomb plant off? That would be interesting. He's technically given it for free. I'm surprised there's been no punishment whatsoever. But coming up soon will be Spongy. And Fugly is looking all the wrong directions at all the wrong times. It's a little extra cash in the bank for Just for Fun. Not too bad, all things considered. That was a round in most cases, though. I would have actually, given to Just for Fun. Just because Triumph are, again, stuck on MP9s. They had a FAMAS, I believe it even was. I mean, it was M4s nonetheless. It still was relatively even, but against Kriegs, that's the real thing I'm scared of. Speaking of which, Triumph have 2. Grim and Spongy will take over the powerful CT artillery. Vanity has one of his own as well. Doesn't mess up the jump, but he's going to go for a ROPS play right into Mini. Hello there. That's how you entry into the A-bomb site. Fantastic start for Just for Fun here. Unfortunately, he looks all the wrong places again. It's a Fugly treatment. Now Just for Fun, surprisingly causing so much damage on these ecos. Vanity, I thought, was the star of the show, but it might be Sabrosa left to do it all. He picked up the Krieg eventually. Reloads. Gives himself a little more of a fighting shot, but man, the hit scan, or not the hit scan, the hit punch, aim punch, comes back to bite him in the end. Triumph up on 13. Want to close things out right here, right now, Just for Fun. Their eco was not too terrible, all things considered. And they'll be able to get another buy-in. 20 kills for Exceed. Flash out. Android finds first. Just for Fun, have life in them yet. 2 players line up, leading Wardell to go dangerously low on health. But it still, favors them. Just for Fun, despite sustaining some heavy losses, should still be able to take this one away. The money isn't fantastic for Triumph either. If they lose this one, Triumph will most likely have to eco. Reload through from Voltage. Grim holds down the A site. If there's anyone that I wanted on Triumph to really hold down the line, it would be him. But Voltage might have to be the one to step up to the plate here. Drops Wardell, throws a Molotov, and backs up. Live to fight another day. Don't have to take these duels just for fun. They won't even bother taking these duels. It's an even scenario. And still the T's can mold this however they want. However, surely Grim at this point has to know that they could potentially be in heaven. So Grim will choose to play a little more passive, tuck himself into the vent. 30 seconds remain. The next site that Triumph go will most likely be their final destination. Snakes takes a duel towards Credit Card. It's still all quiet. I cannot believe how silently they're playing this. They're going to strike soon, and it might not work out for them whatsoever. It's Grim pulling up massive. Picks up 2. It's going to be Vanity left alone. Doesn't even have the bomb in hand. Will just try to desperately run away for dear life. He will keep the Krieg, but that was all Grim. 2 vital frags. Shuts out the push that just for fun we're trying to mount. Heroic play. Maybe it wasn't the flashiest, sure, but it sure as hell got the job done. This Grim guy is nuts. Smuggles, I agree. He honestly super impressive. You know what's even crazier is that he's not even top fragging in the server at the moment. That's Exceed. Exceed has also had some really show off moments as well. I mean, Triumph are just kind of firing off on all cylinders at the moment. Outside aggression on the table for just for fun. Exceed. If he were to take this duel, he would maybe come out on top versus Sub Rosa, but it's a matter of if he even wants to bother with that. He's still only watching for the mini push. Towards lower, though, is where Just for Fun seem to be wanting to make their way. Smoke through. Snakes holds the line. I think Snakes either has potential to go huge or just kind of fall flat on his face here. Just because of the sheer amount of people that are ready to stop him. I mean, I don't see him going massive or getting away even. Just for fun, they don't even bother. They don't even want Snakes to go huge here. They're just going to try to take their fight elsewhere. Fugly Falls, advantage Triumph right now. And this is beginning to look like the end of the line. Or not. Maybe I spoke too soon here. Vanity somehow picks off Snakes. The aggression doesn't pay off for Triumph here, and they effectively give up the B site for the time being here. Voltage will push in, actually make it past Radio without any danger approaching him. Grim will have his teammates back, and things go south, and south they will go for Just for Fun here. They pick up 1. Trades are perfect for Triumph at the moment here. Surprisingly, Vanity, I don't know how those shots don't connect, but that's an unfortunate way to potentially, or not, lose a round. Vanity, does he actually want to go for this? He has no time. Oh, it's so unfortunate. He's lost by time on its lonesome. If he were to stick the bomb there, maybe he could have actually had a good shot, especially since he seems to have no problem hitting these bullets as well. Vanity, unfortunately, it's a bittersweet feeling. He makes all members of Just for Fun, or excuse me, of all members of Triumph fall, but it's all for naught. 15, inner control seized. Smoke through. All courtesy. Molotov through. Exceed. 6 right behind it. Sub Rosa drops 1 player. That is Grim going down. The big gun on this team. Someone you ought to worry about not having in the server, but luckily Spongy will make up for it in kind. Picks up 1 with his MP9. Sub Rosa knows where Voltage is, but I think Voltage doesn't want to commit to this. Oh, the bait and switch is just so good. Voltage picks up 2. It's the end of the line, just like that. Triumph. They strike quick, and they strike with vengeance. That will be it all going their way. Fantastic play by Triumph throughout that match. goes ahead and secures them the victory. And we'll take it 2-0. I honestly have to say my player of the match has to be Grim. Incredible performances. Goes ahead and secures his team the victory. Huge shout-outs at the same time, though, to Exceed, also with incredible performances. We are going to go ahead and call it right here, right now, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to go ahead and restart the stream since we are having a little bit of a frame issue. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out what's going on there, but we should be back with more Counter-Strike action a little bit later. My name is Ito, and it was an absolute pleasure to bring you this. There's more where that came from, though. Don't miss more. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.